Hey Apprentice Squad, how's it going? Welcome to another live stream here on this Friday. Morning, afternoon almost. Super excited to hang out with you guys, the stream team. We've got a fun little video here today. A Q&Q&A, so 2 Q's in there. The reason for that is I want to take your guys' questions and answer them, but also I've got a couple questions for you guys. Want to help have your help brainstorming some things as well. So questions going both ways, and hopefully answers as well. So thanks for tuning in. With that, we've got a bunch of questions in the chat already, so let's dive in and we'll just start answering them. If you guys have a question related to cosplay, foamsmithing, whatever it might be, drop it down in the chat. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can in the hour that we have. And yeah, we'll just crank through that and hopefully have some fun together. When I answer the questions, if I'm able to, I want to pull out, you know, foam or whatever else that I do have, especially if it's like a technique related question, and show you guys that technique live. To be able to answer that the best I can, or pull out things off the shelf to show you. You know, if you're asking about certain products that I use or different things like that, really try to answer those as completely as possible. So I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are as well. If you are and you're on the chat or on with us right now, drop a woohoo in the comments and let's dive in. All right. So we got April. What's up? Yonalith, Leia, Rob, Tigerly Arts. Happy birthday. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's start with the first question from April. Let me throw that on here. Hopefully we can get that to show up on the screen for us. Looks like we might be able to. So April asks, I've never really seen it in any of the videos. Do you seal your builds when you're done? And if so, what do you use? So, are you guys hearing me okay, hopefully? Audio's working okay. I had to use the microphone over there at the computer, so hopefully you guys are hearing me okay. But yeah, so great question. When I first started, I tried sealing a bunch of my builds, and anytime I tried to use a clear coat of some sort, I inevitably ended up with problems. Either it just dulled the look that I had created, or it would crack or have some kind of crackling or bubbling that would happen. Just I had way too many problems trying different clear coat options, and I just wasn't landing on one that I felt worked well for me. So I actually just stopped sealing them. I think that there's definitely, with my Mandalorian helmet, I think I'm going to want to seal it with something. And I haven't tried it yet, but because for a while I didn't know what it was called anymore. But let me grab something here from the workshop. So I saw Evil Ted talk about this a bunch on his channel, that he would clear coat his stuff with this, and it's really popular amongst like model makers and things like that too, model airplanes and whatnot, to be able to get a good clear coat that will protect but not dull or be foggy or anything like that. And it is this Pledge Revive It floor gloss. So it used to be called Future Finish, Pledge Future Finish or something, and that actually went out of like circulation under that name and everything. And so I didn't know, you know, I wanted to try it but I couldn't find it. I did a bunch of research, kind of diving down the rabbit hole of like the model maker side of things, because I wasn't finding much elsewhere. And there was a guy that had tried a bunch of the things because he wanted to get back to having that same stuff, because it worked so well. and he determined that this is the same stuff, just now under a new name, Pledge Revive It Floor Gloss. So I haven't tried this yet, so I can't confirm for you for sure how well it works, but I want to try it, and I will probably be trying it on my Mandalorian helmet, just because of that gloss finish and everything like that. I want that to stay and not get worn off, or different things. But it'll also be a good test to see if it dulls the shine at all. Because when I would do reflective stuff, swords and whatnot, when I would put the clear coat on, before it would look really good. I'm like, man, this has a great sheen to it. And I put the clear coat on, and then all of a sudden it was dulled. Even if or if you used a gloss clear coat, then it would be just like plasticky looking. Do you know what I mean? It didn't have that realistic feel anymore. So it was hard for me to, between bubbling and things like that, and then when it would work, it would kind of dull my sheen on things. I just stopped sealing them. But when you do that, what you have to do is, especially with like spray paint and that kind of thing, if you're doing like a metallic, or like metal type of look, like reflective sheen, basically once you get your coats on, you just gotta leave it and not touch it for like a couple days for it to fully cure. Because otherwise what you'll run into is, just by you handling it, it will dull that sheen pretty quickly. But if you leave it for a couple days and let it fully cure, then it usually tends to hold up a lot better. So yeah, great question from April on that. Hopefully that kind of answered your question. I'm sorry that I don't have more as far as being able to say, oh yeah, this works perfect for clear coats and that kind of stuff. But I have heard good things, and from my research, this is what used to be the Pledge Future Finish, or whatever it used to be called, that Evil Ted talks about. This is the new name for it. I ordered this in because I want to try it, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. But yeah, so, I mean, it looks pretty clear. I think he throws this in an airbrush and airbrushes it on. You can also just brush it on, I believe. Depending, I think some of the model maker people, they would like dip it or different things. But yeah, so that's the stuff right there that I'm gonna try, and maybe if it works well, I'll clear coat more and seal off. But I haven't had too much of a problem. Where I would do more, I mean, so especially with using like the Plaid Effects paint and stuff now, when you can get like a sheen like this, and just like a really good look to it, it's so hard to risk doing a seal on it. And I feel like these hold up pretty well with the flexibility that they have and things like that too. My other concern would be, if I did a clear coat, it might not have the flexibility that I would want to be able to hold it and keep it. I know that they have clear Plastidip options now and glossifier type of things that might be flexible. Maybe it might be worth doing a video, looking into doing a video of trying a bunch of clear coats on just some samples, because I'd feel a lot more confident doing it on some samples rather than on my finished pieces first. But yeah, anyway, there you go. Alright, so next question we had, let me just jump in and see who else we got. We got Faker Maker Props on. What's up? Zambi, hey, what's up? Okay. Alright, so next question up, we got Yonalith asking, hold on. Back to here, there we go. She said, do you have a plan on how to organize your workshop, and could you possibly make a video on that? Yes, so I have some plans, some things I'm figuring out as we're going with reorganizing it. Let me show you some of the things that we've gotten. And yes, I wanna do a video just kind of as a workshop tour when we have it done, and just walk around basically and just be like, hey, here's what we did to store these type of things, here's what we did here, this is what we put in place that worked really well here, and that kind of thing. But let me just show you a couple of things right now that we have. So one thing I did is, I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm further away from the background now. I don't know if you guys even noticed that. Probably on this wide angle it's not too noticeable. But one thing, it was really crowded back in here, and so if we had me and Olivia trying to do anything back here, and or trying to get over to the computer and back over and have two chairs back here to be able to work on this long table I have, we were always like running into each other and like really kind of cramped. So what I did is I actually pushed my table further out this way, gave myself a little bit more room there. That also gives me more of my command center control panel space here. I'm gonna move a few things up, and like this, move it up over here more, and then add some more slots for, you know, common tools and stuff that I would use that I can just grab real quick and use right here along here. But also, one of the biggest things that I just love, and I'll show you, I'll grab one to show you guys, but you can't really see it on the camera there behind the there we are. They're kind of hidden behind this guy here, but this thing has been really handy. It's just from Home Depot. It's a Husky like little bin organizer thing, and these are really handy because you can just, you know, I've got like a little glue bin here with like super glues. You guys see me frequently grab this one and pull it out. It's got my little sewing pins in it, but this is nice because you can throw things in here and then just grab the bin, pull it out. It stays insecure if you just pull it out. It has kind of like a little catch on it so it doesn't just fall, but if you tilt it up, you can kind of pull that out, bring the bin over to the spot where you're working, that kind of thing, which is nice. Has this clear front on it too, that kind of comes down and closes on it, keeps dust from getting all in there, but then also too, you could throw labels on there to label the different things, or throw labels on the bins themselves. You have like skinnier labels. But anyway, so that's pretty cool. But behind that is one of my favorite things. It's these magnet strips. So I don't know if you guys can see there on the back. It's got an example of the kind of tools just sitting on it. I might be able to show you guys what I have going on here. Hold on, let me switch camera angles. There we go. So yeah, you can kind of see, you can just slap those up on the wall, and then, you know, I've got my my little metal carving tools kind of thing, which I use for a bunch of different stuff, from helping like apply glue to small thin areas to sculpting with Foamo. You know, I've got my dope knives, X-Acto blades, that kind of thing, scissors, even like heat gun attachments and that kind of thing work really great right there. Oops, sorry. Anyway, super handy, because then you can just like, you grab the thing off the wall, you use it, just stick it back on there. They all kind of have a place, but you can kind of just quickly, you know, drop it back on there, grab what you need, do it, drop it on there. When you're cleaning up, You just kind of, you know, grab all your blades and just stick them up there that are kicking around, or your scissors or whatever else, right? It's just really handy just to kind of, you know, so many tools are metal, that it's just really handy to have those magnet strips. And I think they're only like a couple bucks at Harbor Freight, so that's a great place to get them. They're really strong magnets. You just throw a screw in on either side here, attach it to the wall, and yeah, super handy. So sticking to my metal table here. But yeah, those are super handy. I got this. I haven't set it up yet, but this is going to be my foam scraps bin, so that it can kind of stay encased and not just like an open thing getting lots of dust and everything in it. But I can just pop that open, throw my scraps in there. If I need to like dig through it more, I can pop the whole lid open and get in there. It's a little bit bigger than like kind of the little box that I have right now. But yeah, so I need to sort through my scraps and transfer them into here. It's got a little spot to throw a label on there. But it's kind of nice too because it's got this slight tilt to it, so I can throw it underneath something, and then just be able to pop that open, and it has that angle, so I can just throw stuff in. You know, I could put it under my workbench here, or you know, you could put it under a table or something like that, or under a desk, and just kind of be able to drop the stuff right in there, right next to you. Some of the other things I got, which are pretty handy. Ouch. These aren't too... Oh man. Okay. So these aren't too pricey. I think they're like $4 each or something like that, between $3 and $4. We've got the question down, what's going on, right? I'm gonna Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, how long has my audio been out for, guys? No sound. Okay, how long ago did the audio go out, guys? He could be saying sage advice about a hair tie, and we'll never know. Oh my goodness. Okay, what did you guys last hear? Before the audio went out. Sorry, guys. Look, he's so adorable. I'm just talking to you guys, and you guys, I have no idea that the sound's out, and you guys can't hear me. Oh, speaking of paint, sorry, one other thing that we figured out was super cool. Are you guys hearing me now? So let me know if you guys... Hey, Thomas, what's up, man? C-Bones, hey. Okay, you guys can hear me now. Sorry. I think it probably went out when I probably started that question. Did it go out when I started that question? Or did you guys hear some of the stuff with the... Let's see. No sound, no sound, no sound. Okay, so let me know what like the last thing was that you guys heard me say. Did you hear what I was saying about the bins or the spray paint rack? Did you guys hear any of that? Or did you hear... You guys probably didn't hear what I was talking about with the elastic bands, right? So let me do that again for you guys. I was giving some really sage advice with elastics. Okay, so you guys are hearing me now. With the elastic, I just have this elastic. It's a 1/4 inch. Just have it for like cosplay stuff. Have it in a big reel. I'm gonna say this all again. I'm sorry about the audio thing. I don't know what caused it to cut out. When I went over to the computer, I touched my mouse and it kind of shocked me. I got a static electricity, and I think it may have like, I don't know, cut the audio or something somehow, like knocked it out. Because all of a sudden, yeah, it was working, but now it's not. And I can only think that that would be the only thing that could have caused it, because it shocked me when I touched the mouse on the computer and I heard the microphone speaker kind of make a sound. But anyway, okay, so elastics, right? I was trying to figure out how to put my foam away, my big rolls of foam, and they would just keep on rolling, you know, and taking up more space, and it was hard to put them anywhere, and I wanted to be able to like lay them down on the shelf for different things, and I didn't want to put tape on them because it could you know, leave sticky residue on the foam or rip the foam when you try to take it off, depending on what foam it is. And I didn't want to have to saran wrap them every time after using them and try to pull out saran wrap and waste it and everything. So what I did is I made some little, I just took these, cut them in a certain length, and just tied it in a square knot. So what I was showing you guys before was just a square knot. I'm going to do it backwards so you guys will be seeing it how I'm saying it. So you go right over left, and then you go left over right, and tuck that under, and then you just pull it tight, and that gives you a square knot that's going to hold really well. When these pull on each other, it's not going to come undone. But then you have your own little elastic, so then you roll up your piece of foam, slide that on the end, slide one on the other end if you want to. Sometimes you can just get away with one in the middle depending on how intense the foam is. With my What the Foam stuff, it tended to want to push back more, so I have put one on either end. But yeah, then you can pull out your roll, slide those off, set them down, you know, cut your piece of foam that you need, roll it back up, slide those on, toss it back on your shelf. Super handy. I also was using these for cable management for cords, like if I have tools that I don't use all the time, but I have them sitting on my shelf, it's got a cord on them. Like I have a couple extra heat guns because I bought a bunch to try to test them out on Amazon just so I could recommend the best ones for you guys. So you can just loop up the cord, wrap this around to hold that cord so it's not all over the place. Now all of these hand gestures that you guys saw are making more sense now. Oh, that's what he was saying. So sorry about that audio break before, guys. Hopefully. Oh, hey Patricia, thank you. Tried to do a super chat to let me know, no sound. Well, thanks. Sorry, I just got going talking to you guys and forgot to check on audio and stuff. So, okay. So I lost the sound quite quickly after. Did you guys hear what I said about the bins then? The magnet bar, okay. And it cut when I showed you the storage bins. Okay. So all I was explaining about the storage bins was just that it was handy to when I had multiple projects going and starting to collect items, like ordering things on Amazon for pieces or parts for a certain build. They would kind of just end up scattered all over. It didn't really have a place. And so what I was doing with those bins is I was labeling those for each project, right? And so, for example, with Hiccup, I was ordering like ball bearings and some other things to do the different pieces to play with, like the little mechanisms and stuff like that, as well as some other things, or like the Ultimate Crafting Gauntlet. You know, I showed you the gloves, the finger light thing, the little notebooks, some of all the pieces that I was going to be integrating into it. And instead of having those now scattered all over the place, I have a bin. As when those come in, I can just put it in there because I'm like, hey, I'm going to use that for this project. If I have leftover, then I'll add it to my overall, you know, like, what's the word? My overall accessory section, materials section kind of thing. But I can just separate those into bins. If I have a pattern that's in the middle of being worked on, I can put it in there. And that allows me to be able to pull out a project, have everything right where I need it, work on it. When it's time to clean up, I can throw it all back in there. Or if I need to switch gears, sometimes I'll be in the middle of doing a build piece and then I'm like, oh hey, I need to film that technique video to get that out for you guys. Then I'll switch gears, and instead of having it just kind of get all spread all over the place or just shoved off to the side, I can now throw those in bins, and then they all stack on each other, so I can use the shelf space more wisely by having the height of 3 bins or so on top of each other that I can do with the projects. And then you can throw labels on the bins so you can easily tell what's what. So that's what I was saying about the storage bins. I have some smaller ones and stuff as well for being able to do the for like putting hot glue sticks in, because I buy them kind of in the bulk, that kind of stuff as well. But anyway, I want to do a video kind of showing you guys the whole shop. I don't know if you guys heard anything I said about the spray paint can thing. That's a wine rack from IKEA. Super handy. You can just put all your spray paint cans on there. You can fit 7 to a shelf and organize those. I had spray paint cans just like all over the floor in boxes everywhere. I didn't know what spray paint I had. I was buying more of the same kind I already had without knowing it. So anyway, that was helpful. Let me show you guys one other thing that's super cool just as far as the organization, and then we'll get back to Rob's question. But somebody said something about paint storage, and that reminded me of this really cool thing we found or thought of. Where did those go? Here. Thanks for staying tuned, guys, even without the audio. You guys are champs. I would have been like, all right, I'm out. Okay, give me just 1 second. I just need to step over to the other room to grab it. Okay, so one of the other things other than just spray paint of paint solutions that we needed was Plaid Effects paint, all the acrylic, like hand painting paints that kind of come in jars similar to this. I was looking on Amazon and I was like, you know, these are kind of the size of spices for a kitchen. So I looked up spice racks and there was this option, which is super cool. Comes with a, you know, sticky back. Let me make sure the audio is working. Okay, we're good. Comes with a sticky back, but it also has holes to be able to put screws in if you want to mount it more securely. But essentially, it's got these little, you know, plastic clamp things. You can just put it on the wall, snap, 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 and it comes in like a pack of like 4 or 6 or something like that of these, and you can just stick them all up, you know, inside a cupboard or on a wall, whatever, and then your paint becomes super easy to just be able to grab, use it. Okay, put that back. Boom. Isn't that cool? Anyway, I'm super excited. I think this was a really great find, and I'm super excited to share this, especially in that video. But you guys get the early access to some of the insights that I'm getting with trying to really organize things and get on top of the mess that is in here. So, but yeah, so pretty cool. I'm super stoked about this, and because these have some flex to them, these little circle things, they can fit different sizes. So, for example, you have these kind. Let me see. We'll see if it can fit this one too. So this one's just like a regular like deco art thing. Boom. Right? So, you know, bigger, smaller. This can kind of store all options, a bunch of different options depending on what size container it comes in. Pretty flexible little thing. It fits these really well. Actually, I'm super excited about how slick that is too. And the way that the Plaid Effects bottles are, it kind of has this little lip right here that this can kind of sit in, and that works really well. So anyway, hopefully that's cool for you guys. Cool idea. Helpful. Get your mind going on stuff. Okay, so back to Rob's. Let me just quickly see if there was any follow-up on that. Patricia, again, thanks for that donation. Sorry I didn't see all your guys' comments till later. Okay, awesome, awesome. Audio backup. Okay, cool. How much weight do they hold? That's a good question, Thomas. Yeah, I got these on Amazon. I could maybe drop the link in the description of this video if you guys want. Okay. Sorry, let me just see if I can go to recent orders. I just need to sign in. Two-step sign in, just like. Okay, let's see here. Here we are. Simple Housewares Spice Gripper Clip Strips Cabinet Holder. 4 strips, holds 20 jars. Okay, so let me go to this link. Grab that for you guys. And copy and edit the description here. down below the tools kit link. So I'm not grabbing the affiliate one on this one, but if you guys want to, if you go through any of the links on that kit first to go into Amazon and then go to this link, then usually whatever you buy within 24 hours of going in through one of my affiliate links, I'll get a little bit of a kickback. It's no extra cost to you or anything. It's just Amazon saying thanks for sending somebody to buy something from them. So that helps me out, but I'm just giving you guys the straight link here. So this is the Spice Rack clips. And paste. Okay. There we go. Save. That should be in the description now for you guys. Hi, Kate, Kaito, Tico, what's up? Okay, how much weight do they hold? That's a good question. What are you thinking of putting on them? I think they are, let me see if it says right here, weight. Hold most standard round containers from 1.5 to 1.75 inches. I think partially, I mean, one of the weaknesses would be just the adhesive if you're just doing that. But if you're screwing it on, I think that would be more secure. I'm not seeing anywhere where it says how much it can hold. But you can look through that link and see if you can see anything on weight limit. I mean, mostly just holding this up. These seem to be holding it pretty securely. I've actually saw, if you go to the videos of people using them in the, if you scroll down, there were people using it for things other than these. I think like somebody did it to hold like a broom maybe or something like that, or other things, and I guess you can mount them either way. But yeah, I'm not sure on weight. So yeah, I mean, I would imagine that it will hold a decent amount. These are pretty heavy little bottles on their own. But the biggest thing I can see holding it here would just be, if you're using the adhesive, it's going to be pulling quite a bit on the top here, just with the angle of these sitting on there. But if you are screwing it in, I'd say it'd probably hold pretty well. The biggest weakness then would just be the plastic and its durability or longevity for holding over a long period of time. But they seem pretty sturdy. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful for you guys. Now let's get back to hey James, how's it going? Also, I just saw you said hi Leia, so hello Leia as well. Yeah, we got a good group of people on today, guys. This is fun. Okay, so Rob Jellybean, question, what do you think about when deciding to use lights on a build? Okay, so let me get back to that one and we'll put that up on the screen. Okay, so what do you think about when deciding to use lights on a build as far as design is concerned? So some of the main things you're going to need to think about, and I don't know if correct me if I'm not answering your question correctly, but one of the big things you're going to want to consider is where are you going to store your batteries, how are you going to diffuse your light, if you're needed, because for the most part you need to diffuse your lights to get them to get the glow effect that you're going to have in most costumes that would have lighting. Because there's not a whole lot of costumes that have like bright LED visible lights, as far as I know. I mean, there might be, but for the most part, you need to think about your diffusion. How are you going to integrate that? A lot of times, it's kind of like the main thing is like with the diffusion is either the further away you can get your lights from whatever kind of screen you have to kind of scatter the light, the more diffused it's going to be, or if you're having to go closer, basically the more diffusion you're going to have to add, right, to try to scatter that light. But yeah, try to consider where your lights are going, how you're going to fit your battery pack, your batteries to power the lights. So for example, here in the Black Panther helmet, I didn't want to I didn't have a room. This fits pretty tight to the head. I didn't have a whole lot of room to bring my lights further away from the surface. So what I did is I did a couple layers of plastic that I had like sanded down, but also too, luckily with Black Panther, it has all these designs that are kind of sitting on top of it because the glow kind of comes out from underneath that. And so that helped to kind of not have the lights show up a ton. At certain angles, you can see more of a brighter, like hot spots and that kind of stuff. But if you see on the inside here, I just used the, partially too, what you have space for, like trying to figure out how much room are you going to have, and that will help determine what type of lights you'll need to use. How bright you want the lights to be will also determine, you know, the more diffusion you add, the more it's going to kind of kick down the brightness of your light. But LEDs are going to be a lot stronger than like trying to do EL wire. So if you're wanting it to show up brighter, you know, in a well-lit space, then you're going to want to go with, you know, stronger LED lights. Sometimes that will result in a little bit thicker light, so you have to accommodate for that. But, you know, they've made them pretty slim and pretty bright nowadays with LEDs. So, but you can see, I just had the openings on the inside of the helmet here, and I just kind of glued the LED strip lights just flush with the top of the helmet on the inside here. And what I did is I hid my battery pack at the back of the head. So this actually sits right on kind of where your head curves back into your neck. This kind of sits just right there on the back of that, because this fits so tight to the head. I didn't really have a whole lot of room. I probably could have made this pack battery thing smaller if I had just tried to wire something together myself and put the switch somewhere else or whatever. You know, oriented it differently and made it a little bit more compact. But I liked the fact that this just had a battery pack with the cables coming out, and I didn't have to do too much wiring or the thinking with that. I knew that if I attached the LEDs to this, it would light it up, that kind of thing. And so I just found a spot to make it work. So partially it depends too on, you know, what you're doing. A lot of times you can find, if it's you know, the lights are going to multiple places, things like that, and the character has some kind of thing on their back where you can hide, you know, bigger like battery supply, and then run the wires to spaces where maybe you connect little wires when you connect certain pieces that will then be all supplied from one. You just kind of, you know, partially it's like planning out your wiring to fit with your design. So like on this one, I just, you know, I wanted just the power supply coming in from one point, and then I split the lights like 4 ways. I don't know how well you guys are seeing that. And just kind of branched it out from there to fit everywhere where I wanted to. I don't know if this has any, this got left on, so the batteries are dead on this, but anyway, so yeah, I would say the biggest thing is just like kind of planning how, in your placement for your battery pack, how you're going to get wires to the places you need to, and then your diffusion. So a really great material for diffusion that works really well with foam builds. See, here's an example of my elastic trick. Is this stuff that they call why is the name escaping me all of a sudden? I know some of you guys know the name of this stuff. Anyway, it's you can shine a light through it, but it has kind of a similar feeling to it's like a type of foam. So I don't know how you can see that, but see how it's just diffusing that light through it. So it's pretty cool. This one is like little over a quarter inch, maybe 3/8 or a quarter inch thick. But you can kind of glue it up like foam in your build in the areas where you need the light to shine through. It's somewhatly it's like paintable as well, so you can kind of like airbrush on top of this and have a little bit of a look to it when the light's not on, but then the light will shine through it. So this works as a great diffuser. It's got that thickness and it just scatters the light really well. Let me know, you guys. The name just totally escaped me. I know Yonalith's gonna be on it. Plastizote, thank you. Ofri. Yeah, Plastizote, that's it. Hey, Medvine, what's up? Whoa, hey, hold on. What? Sammy? Sammy, where did that come from? When did you put that up? Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Holy cow. Wait, did I miss him? Did you take off? Sammy, thank you. If you're watching this on the replay, holy cow, man, thank you so much. You never cease to amaze me. Like, thank you, holy cow. Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. The thing you're building doesn't come with lights in the design. How do you choose most effective places to put the lights? Are there areas that get more attention or look better with lights? Building doesn't come with lights in the design. How do you choose? Oh, okay. Interesting. So just a follow-up from Rob on that. So the build that you're doing doesn't have lights normally. Is that the case? So when you're just designing like where to put them and things like that, to kind of just look cool, is that essentially the idea? I don't know if I have necessarily like an answer. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I don't shock the computer this time. I touched the metal table first before touching the mouse, so apparently, I don't know if it's the shoes I'm wearing, something's conducting a lot of electricity on me. I'm shocking myself every time I touch something metal. So yeah, I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer on that. It's, probably mostly preference. You could definitely look at other like characters, ideas, builds, or like other characters that have lighting, like look at the kind of the new sci-fi stuff and things like that, and where they have lights and that kind of thing to kind of give you some ideas. But I mean, you have the classic, like if you're talking a chest plate, that classic glow in the center of the chest, right? That's gonna highlight some kind of either like symbol or logo or like iconic like shape or design kind of thing. I would imagine you have frequently kind of like the glowing eyes type of thing, or glowing visor effect. If you're talking a helmet, it just kind of depends on like what you want to accentuate, what you're looking at in the design. But if you're gonna just have like, I would think with the Black Panther thing, it's kind of cool where has light underneath, but then it's got a solid on top that kind of has these this like shape or feeling to it. So that's very much like Wakandan type of, you know, elements and shapes and that kind of stuff. So you can play with that, like creating negative space in the light. So, you know, you have kind of this block of light, and then you have something solid that goes across it that's going to show up a lot darker because of that contrast of the light, and that will really accentuate or create cool shapes in the light, or create a cool negative space where that just kind of, you know, there's no light happening right there, and that accentuates a certain shape or design or element kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that kind of helps give you some ideas or get some wheels turning. I don't know that there's a right or wrong answer as far as like where's the best placement for lights, for just like, you know, being more visible or having a more impact kind of thing. Other than, you know, for sure there's that very often in a bunch of different characters, kind of that center, you know, glow in the chest, Iron Man type of thing, or other characters. Yeah, or the glowing eyes, you know, type of thing. Now with those, what you have to do to be able to get the things to glow and still be able to see through it is, I think usually you want to do some kind of a acrylic sheet, and frost like the edges of it so you can still see through it, because the lenses are clear. But then you would shine the light in through the acrylic, and you'd have all your edges kind of sanded, frosted, so that it's kind of bouncing around in the acrylic. You can do things with the acrylic too. If you do etch something in it, and you're shining light in from the top, that part will glow brighter. Yeah. So yeah, because you don't want to just, I mean, I guess you could try to set up lights like nearby your head facing out to it, but yeah, anyway, if anybody else has any ideas or comments on that, throw them in the chat. Sammy, again, thank you. Holy cow. All right. Sorry, guys, I'm probably way behind on questions. I've only gotten to like the first 3, and we're already basically at the end of time. I'm going to just jump in through here and try to rapid fire as many more as I can in the next like 5 minutes. What's the best Dremel head piece for carving out details? I was working on carving the Power Coin design for my Power Rangers build and experimented with many different heads, but none felt right. So for carving out details, some of it depends on what foam you're working with. And what type of design you're going for, how exact it needs to be. And how big or small. So if you're wanting to eat away a lot, then you go with more of the sanding barrel kind of thing. If you're wanting to just kind of gently carve and have a lot more control and kick away less at a time, go with the stone bits. And with those you can have, you know, there's some that are like just kind of gently pointed. There's some that are just squared off at the top. I'm not sure. I think it would just depend on the type of detail that you're doing. If you're trying to go even smaller, I bet they have even thinner stone bit ones that you can do. I would do it with the kind where it's probably not the square edge, but more of like the ones with like a kind of rounded point to it. But also, you can also just use a wood burning tool with, you can do different tips on that. And you can just kind of, you know, do different design elements in that too, just kind of burning it into the foam. This one's kind of a little wedge tip that I use for doing grooves. But you can do really thin panel lines with it too. They have like a thin little like one that comes down, kind of looks like a quill tip, but it's like really flat. That you can just do kind of little panel lines for tiny detail. You can do a thin little like needle type of one. But anyway, so you could, that's an option as well as using a wood burning tool or / soldering iron, and doing the different attachments that can help you be able to do that too. But yeah. Hi.
Hi. Sammy, thank you.
Yeah.
You sweetheart.
That was good.
help.
No, it's okay.
We've got homeschool on Fridays, guys. It's so hard for me to participate. Oh, and Ariana, thank you.
Yeah, Ariana donated as well. She said to say hi to you and the kiddos.
Hi.
And then also, I think it was Patricia. Patricia donated too.
Thank you.
She was trying to get my attention with a donation to tell me that the sound was up.
Oh. I'm sorry I'm not more helpful, guys. You guys are so cool.
So Tiger Lee Arts asked, do you think that
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, happy birthday, by the way. Do you think what the foam can handle the movement of wings opening and closing and flapping? That is a lot of movement for foam to go through.
I don't know. I think it'd be how it was designed. How
yeah, I mean,
I pulled at fabric might be better.
Are you talking about just like? Are you talking about at a specific point, like folding, opening, folding and closing and folding and closing kind of thing? Or are you thinking just kind of like along some wings and just that movement happening?
Yeah, like is it gonna shut?
Because, I mean, we towed a truck with it. It's pretty tough stuff.
Yeah, but that was a pretty wide piece. The smaller you get, the easier it is.
Yeah, the thinner it gets, you know, the more likely it is that you can kind of like pull it and stretch it enough to give it a snap.
Start it with something.
Yeah, or if it has a nick in it somewhere along there, then you can kind of use that weak point to get started ripping it. Then it can rip. But as far as just like bending, your biggest thing would be whatever kind of paint job you're trying to do on it. I think would be more at risk than the foam as far as just kind of like flexing, because it'll sit there and blah, blah, blah. Like we have stuff, some sheets that we didn't put in a good spot and like just kind of ended up in our garage and got trampled on and all kinds of stuff, and I'm surprised it's like how well it's held up and hasn't like really like gotten worn down and stuff. But definitely like the 2mm is gonna be your best for kind of like the movement.
I don't know about paint though.
But your paint job is gonna be where you probably run into more problems versus I'm thinking if you're like using this on wings or something like that, right? That movement would cause your paint job to maybe wrinkle. But if you went with like a cloth material that's already the color of what you're trying to go for, that might be more a better situation for that. I'm not sure if I'm on track with. Hey, what? Who's this now? Is that Tiger Lee Art? I think that's Tiger Lee Art. Thank you. Oh my goodness. You guys are so generous today. Thank you so much. Holy cow. You guys are just amazing. And it's been so much fun. We had tons of chat in here. Most of them are, hey, there's no audio, but it's been so much fun.
Oh, sorry, I started the drill. Sorry about that. Mevdine, is that how you say your name?
Medvine, yeah.
Medvine. So there's
or Mevdine, yeah, you're right.
They're telling you that maybe try Punish Props. That maybe you could find. I know that he doesn't have a hiccup helmet, but they do have an Astrid helmet. Maybe you could modify that.
Yeah.
How did he just say he totaled the truck with it? Yes, go watch our video.
Yeah, if you go to our channel page and go to videos, and I think it was like two videos ago.
Too long ago, yeah.
Yeah, 2 videos ago or something like that. It says, can you tow a truck with, or can you tow a car with EVA or with Cosplay Foam or something like that, or with foam. Yeah, check it out. It was pretty awesome.
Hey Leah, I'm sorry I'm never on, guys, but I do follow along on Discord even if I'm not chatting. I love seeing everything. I got a small bandsaw and a 3D printer. Sweet!
Whoa, nice. That's awesome. I saw some really cool stuff that I want to look into. Like Dremel or some third-party things have these options where you can attach your Dremel to different things. It's like a mini drill press, basically, that you can just attach your Dremel into, put in a drill bit, and then you crank on your Dremel, and then you just pull the little lever, and it does like the drill press stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
But they also have like this attachment that you put on the end that lets you just drill or like sand at a 45, and it has like flat on the rest of it kind of thing, and then you can just like sand a 45 degree or like a 90 degree cut into your stuff and set the depth and things. Anyway, there's a bunch of cool Dremel attachments I've seen recently that I want to look into.
I'm gonna head out, guys, but so glad I got to pop in for a minute. Thank you for being so generous to Sky and to our little business here, and we really appreciate it, and we love hanging out with you. I'm sorry that I'm so.
You guys are awesome. Well, we'll be wrapping up here pretty quick, so. But yeah, anyway. So what made me think of that, James, was just you saying the small bandsaw, and it just made me kind of remember. Oh yeah, there was kind of like that small drill press type of thing that you could do out of a Dremel too. But yeah, that's awesome. Is it just like a tabletop one? That's super convenient. Because those big ones can sometimes be a little bit too much for the space, right? That's awesome. Let's see. Hey, Achigi League. Hello, what's up? I don't know if I said your handle right, but thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Magical Me. Yeah, we needed her when the sound went out, huh? To notice and keep an eye on the chat for me. All right, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can grab any more questions. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, it was when I went to remove the question, huh? What? Oh my goodness, Sammy, I didn't even know you were on still. What just... What? Dude. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think Olivia might be coming down again after that. Man, I'm gonna throw that on the screen. Dude, thank you so much. Holy cow. Holy cow. Thank you, man. Seriously, that is... You guys are the best. Wow. Oh, man. we hear Olivia running back. I don't know if she has it on up there or not, but yeah, if she sees it, she'll probably come running back down here. The snake attachment for the Dremel. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna have to probably end really quick here, guys. Y'all got Sammy for the last time. Sammy, oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Holy cow, man. Like, you are just amazing and so generous, and it just amazes me. Thank you. Holy cow. Phenomenal, man. Okay, well, I'm sorry I didn't get to all of the questions. I know you guys probably had more. And I wish I could get through all of them. But we actually have an appointment, somebody coming to give us a quote on something on our house that I gotta get off for. But holy cow, you guys, Sammy, Patricia, Yonalith, Tiger Lee Arts, all of you guys, everyone just tuning in, April, Rob, James, the new faces, Chigi and Mevdine. Thank you, Magical Me, Leia, everybody that's on here. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through trying to see everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are amazing, and just it's so fun and refreshing and like invigorating to chat with you guys every week. And sometimes it's kind of hard, like, be like, oh man, I gotta get through the live stream, gotta get that put together. But then every time I get on, I just have so much fun, and you guys are so awesome, and you guys make it all worth it. So thank you guys so much. Hopefully you guys got some helpful things here in the video today, and everything. Sorry, I was just trying to read the chats as I was talking. But anyway, thank you guys so much. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today. But oh, I forgot to ask you guys my question. So whether right here in the chat right now as we're ending, or on this video after it kind of gets republished, I want to know from you guys. I have the opportunity now to submit panel ideas for Salt Lake City Comic Con, and I wanted to get your guys' feedback. If there's any things that you guys think would be a really cool panel, to give me any ideas to submit and see if we can do a cool panel there. Basically, my style is very much lots of questions during the panel. While I'm teaching something else, I'll take questions the whole time, because I know when I'm at a panel, everybody, like, I always think of something in the middle of someone saying something, and that sparks a question. I don't want to wait till the end when there's only like 5 minutes left and I can't get my question in. So I like to take questions throughout the whole panel, but also I like to be able to try to teach people something that like can just you know, light them up and get them excited to how easy it can be to make stuff. I've done like some patterning ones before, building a foam helmet live kind of thing. But anyway, just let me know if there's like stuff that you guys think would be really cool, that people would be really interested in, related to crafting, building, cosplaying, kind of the maker, crafter side of it. And if you have any ideas, drop them in the comments. Probably it will be better if you drop it in the comments after the video is published, because then I can see them all in one place. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know how to get back to these chats as well. But either way, let me know any ideas you guys have. I'd love to get your guys' feedback so that I can, you know, propose the coolest panels that everyone's going to be excited about. So, and love. So, anyway, thank you guys so much again. You guys rock. You're the stream team, the dream team, stream team. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend and a great week. Catch you guys next week on the next live stream, same time, same place. See you guys. Have a good one. Whoa, zoomed in. Again, thank you everybody. You guys are amazing. Cosplay on, my friend.